the Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery. So on the 15th of December 1900, a transatlantic boat was going past Flannan Isle where there is a lighthouse and noticed that the lighthouse light wasn't on. That isn't right. So 3 days later, they ended up in Leith. And after they docked, they told the appropriate people what was going on over on Flannan Isle, that the workers were not doing their job. So they sent out a relief boat containing some sailors, a captain, and a relief lighthouse keeper to find out what was going on. The relief lighthouse keeper was sent onto the island when they arrived there on Boxing Day, around 11 days after it was initially spotted that the lighthouse was not working. Joseph was the man who went in to see if he could locate the three lighthouse keepers: James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and William MacArthur. Now, when he went into the lighthouse, he found that there was food that was prepared but not eaten, a chair tumbled onto its side, and a clock that had stopped mysteriously in the kitchen. However, no signs of life other than a canary bird that they had in a cage. The lighthouse keeper returned to the captain and said what he had found, and the captain was like, that's quite weird, let's check the whole island. So Joseph was sent back out onto the island accompanied by two sailors. They searched the whole complex, and all that they could find that was weird in the lighthouse was that one of the three oilskin jackets remained inside. That would imply that one of the lighthouse keepers must have left the lighthouse in just, well, a t-shirt, which in those conditions up in the north of Scotland is not wise at all. They also found over on the western side of the island that a supply crate that was, there to supply the lighthouse keepers with sustenance was destroyed. Now, weirdly, this supply crate is 100 feet above sea level. So for a storm to destroy a crate like that, as well as do damage to the island like it had been done, it would have had to have been a monster of a storm. So the captain concluded, after he had gathered his evidence from his men, that the boys must have gone outside in the storm in a hurry to try and tie down the supplies, and while doing that, got swept away. Now, this wasn't quite enough, so they sent a superintendent to do his own investigation, and he found pretty much the same. However, why is this still a mystery to this day? Well, for a start, the bodies never washed up at all, and there is no evidence of them whatsoever. So, what do people think happened to these men? Well, let's go with the most extreme to begin with, because they are the most fun, let's be honest. Some people believe that some form of sea serpent or kraken, octopus, giant squid may have attacked the island, and the men went outside to defend the lighthouse and were knocked away into the ocean and consumed by the sea monster below. Others believe perhaps a siren or a mermaid in cryptid mythology teased them away into the depths below to their deaths. Perhaps they were plucked from the island by a giant seabird. Maybe it wasn't so fantastical. Maybe the men had debts and they simply jumped on a boat and never came back. Or perhaps it was one of the individuals who had a violent past, William MacArthur to be specific. I mean, you have three men living in a confined space together, rubbing each other the wrong way. Maybe it came to blows and one of the men killed the other two and then himself. But let's be honest, the most logical is the explanation that both the captain of the ship and the superintendent came up with. But what do you think happened to the three lighthouse keepers on Flannan Island? I would love to know. I love a good mystery. So let me know down below your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Please react, share, and follow the page. I also want to give a shout out to my patron of the day, and today that is Alex Newman. Alex Newman, thank you so much for being a patron. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all my patrons. If you'd like to become a patron for just £1 or $1 a month, you get lots of bonus stuff, videos, podcasts, lots of stuff over on the patreon.com/DutyRhino. Sweet one. Yes.